Just you just let me know when, and then.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, just put your tweezers there. Yeah. And then I'm gonna come back and as it starts to come down, just go ahead and pull. Give it a little tug.
I'm sorry.
You can pull just a little bit faster. And
wow, this ain't coming fast.
yeah, it does start to come a little fast. Okay, I'm gonna cut it. Okay, now use your, there you go, those, and we'll lay it down. And now we're ready for the next one. And these can be twisted to turn into canes like the ones that we have laying on the table. Go ahead and now slow down, slow your progression, and let it just sort of come out on its own. You can see that it's molten hot when it starts to come out, but once the air hits the glass, it starts to harden almost immediately. And I'm just going to show you how hard it actually is.
Wow. I
can't cut it here where the air has gotten to it, but I can cut it here where it's still molten.
That's neat. This is so cool.
Here comes another one. And I will grab these little tongs. We use all kinds of kitchen utensils or just whatever we have as long as it's stainless. That's great. Now you can twist that if you want to. And then I'll give it a twist. Now you give it a twist. Let's see.
Wow.
We can make all kinds of loops.
Nice, okay, I see.
We can do lots of neat things. And then I'll grab the scissors and we'll be ready to cut it loose. Whoops. There you go. You can go up over top of there. Thank you, Clark. Yes. Thank you. The colors we have in here are green and white. So we'll get a combination green and white cane. There we go. Thank you. I'll have to come out of my gloves. I'll work better with that. And then if you want the twisty look, you can do this and start turning it as it comes out of the bottom of the Vitrigraph Kiln. You see how it's shaping and curling, which will give you a completely different color palette once it cools. Okay, you can go up to the top and grab that, and there we go. Cool. So we're ready for the next. And we should be able to get, from the size of the pot that I have in the kiln, we should be able to get about 12 strips, sometimes more. Just depends on the flow of the glass, how fast you pull it, and how thin you want your cane to be. Okay, here we go. And you can allow it to just flow naturally, but I'm more hands-on, so I end up trying to control the flow. Oops. There we go.
Nice.
And that's the thing, you always want to make sure you have your gloves on, so if it does flop over that way, it doesn't hit your arm, because that would be an unpleasant experience. Here we go. There's quite a bit in there. I think I put about what would be considered about a quart of glass in there. And as it starts to harden, it goes back to the original color of the glass that was added. and it stays quite hot for some time. So even though it starts to cool and turn the original color, it's tricky. You don't want to touch it. Got it? Okay, we'll let you guide it on down. We'll try to get a longer one out of this pool.
Good, pretty.
Okay, ready? Got it. You can pull just a little bit. Just come on down with it. There we go.
Oh.
That's it. Okay. And this is why it's good to have two people working with it, because once it does start to flow, unless you adjust the temperature on the kiln, it will flow like water if you have it up hot enough. We should be at about 1640 degrees, which seems to be the sweet spot for this particular kiln. Awesome.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It is. It's so cool. Here we go. And we just keep pulling it down until the pot that's inside of the kiln runs dry of glass. I started off by putting about 24 4x4 sheets of glass in the pot, and it took about an hour to heat it to molten, and from there we'll just let it continue to flow until the pot is empty. I've dulled these scissors by cutting so many canes with it.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that is a really big one. I'll just let it drop on its own. See how thick it'll go.
It's breaking.
Yeah, the air will make some of it break. The thicker pieces will break apart. The thinner ones won't. But that's really pretty cool. Okay. Here we go. Well, I'm hoping those will have really pretty circles of color on the inside, because I layered in aqua green, or it was a teal green. I layered in pieces of white glass and pieces of adventurine green, which has kind of a metal flake in it, and those are the little dark spots that you see in the glass.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine. So we have 2 greens and white and clear in this batch. If you'll notice, every time that I touch the glass, it leaves a mark, and it's a permanent indentation in the glass, because this is cool. The tongs are cool, and they make a mark in the molten glass. It cools it down almost immediately. And we're going to get the camera to show the pieces that we've already pulled, so you can see that we can make them as curly and wavy as we like, or as straight as we like. And they're starting to cool, so you can see the various greens coming through. You can see how it goes from molten red to green. And then the end result, once it's all completely cool, will be what you see laying on the table, the finished cane that we have from a previous pool. And then we'll show these over here. And these are some of our finished glass cane. So the process that you've just seen us going through will provide us with some beautiful cane like this that we can use as glass embellishments on our glass art projects. And I really appreciate everyone tuning in to watch today. This demonstration of pulling glass cane from a Vitrigraph kiln. And I'm Betty Turner at This Little Light Art Glass. I hope that you'll join us and play in glass sometime.